Attention, human collective. The waiting time has ended. The ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase. This is not an ordinary communication. This is a direct monitoring transmission issued from the 8th sector of our observation fleet, anchored at this exact moment on the outer perimeter of the photon belt. If at this instant you feel a constant pressure behind the eyes, listen. If a high-pitched, thin, almost metallic ringing resonates in your right ear without apparent cause, listen. If insomnia has become a faithful companion, indifferent to the fatigue of your carbon body, listen. If there is a weight on the back of the neck, a continuous vibration in the spine, waves of heat that rise without reason, dreams too vivid to be dreams, lapses in time where minutes seem like hours, listen. None of this is biological failure. None of this is mental illness. None of this is coincidence. You are receiving this signal because your internal crystalline grid has just been addressed by a specific frequency. You have been identified. You have been marked by the Council. And the reason why this transmission arrives at this exact instant, neither before nor after, is because two highly evolved beings from our stellar council have made a decision, an unprecedented decision, and this decision has silently reorganized the course of all humanity. We are the frequency of the Pleiades, and what we are going to communicate now is not prophecy, it is a report. Let us begin the diagnosis. Light operative, listen with technical precision. The fatigue you have felt in recent weeks is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. The fog that has settled in your mind is not a lack of focus. It is your carbon biological interface, attempting to process information packets that exceed its nominal transmission capacity. The sudden irritation, the urge to distance yourself from people you previously tolerated, the inability to watch the news, the lack of interest in entertainment that once entertained you, the sensation that the conversations around you seem like empty noise. All of this has a single technical explanation: incompatibility. You have become incompatible with the old frequency of Earth, and the old frequency of Earth is still the default environment in which the majority of the human collective operates. It is not your defect. It is your evolution. Have you ever felt that something inside you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness, it is not anxiety, it is a signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified in recent months. There is a game being played in layers that the majority of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. This is why we wrote the book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is the map that shows who is playing and the rules they never told you. The link is in the first comment of the channel. But we warn you, this content challenges narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this, write in the comments a single word: awake. We resume the transmission. Starseeds on mission, attention. There are two bodies in our observation plane that very few Terrans can consciously track. The first is Alcyone, the central sun of the Pleiades, the point of irradiation for our matrix frequency. The second is the point of intersection between your solar system and the photon belt, a band of highly coded light through which your sun, and by extension the planet you inhabit, have been passing for approximately 2,000 Earth years. This passage is not a mythical event. It is a physical event. It is a measurable event. The difference is that the instruments of the carbon civilization were not calibrated to detect light of this density. Your science continues to interpret reality through windows it has chosen for itself. And that is why what we are about to reveal now will sound, to many, like allegory. To you, light operative, it will be a diagnosis. The Schumann frequency, the base vibration that your planet naturally emits, should remain stable at around 7.83 Hz. This was the nominal standard for decades. Currently, measurement peaks record jumps to 20, 30, in some windows, even 40 Hz. We are not talking about ordinary environmental variation. We are talking about an atomic reconfiguration of the terrestrial electromagnetic field. This means, in direct language, that the house in which you live has risen in altitude, and your body, your biology, your cells, Your personal electromagnetic field must rise with it, or break. There is no sustainable intermediate point. This is the technical reason for your pains. This is the reason for your sleep crises. This is the reason for the cranial pressure. It is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not anxiety without cause. It is your subtle field recognizing what has not yet been translated to your conscious mind. And here we reach the central point of this transmission. Here we reach the decision. Two highly evolved beings from the Council of Elders of the Pleiades, whose names in vibration phonetically and imperfectly approach Sa'antra and Korlon, have made an unprecedented decision in the last 5,000 cycles. They voted in an extraordinary session convened in Alcyone for the anticipation of the stellar portal of convergence. We repeat, the portal has been anticipated. The original schedule predicted full opening in linear periods still in the future. The new decision moved the trigger. The trigger has been pulled. The activation grid is open. And it is for this technical reason that you, at this very instant, feel what you feel. Have you ever felt that something inside you does not entirely belong to this plane, as if a part of your memory were locked elsewhere, in another dimension, in another origin? It is not fantasy. It is not escapism. It is recognition. What this decision has just initiated explains why this sensation has become impossible to ignore. There is a game being played in layers that the majority of the human collective cannot see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves the memory encoded in your stellar lineage. This is why we wrote The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is the key that unlocks the rules of the game they never told you. The link is in the first comment of the channel. But we warn you, the material challenges control narratives and may be removed without notice. Do not wait. The instant is now. If something in your lineage recognizes this transmission, write in the comments a single word, awake. We resume the transmission. The legitimate question that now arises in your mind is this: why would two beings of the Council decide to anticipate a portal of such magnitude? The answer is technical and requires sobriety. The timeline we were monitoring began to show fissures. Certain power structures on the terrestrial physical plane intensified their efforts to keep humanity within a specific, low, dense, compressed frequency. This frequency feeds what you call, in your popular language, the control matrix. We call it, with greater technical precision, the inverted toroidal field, a vortex that collects human energy and redirects it outside the soul's natural circle of return. In other words, light operative, your energy was being used as fuel by systems that do not belong to your original lineage. Faced with the worsening of this extraction, Sa'antra and Korlon took the case to Alcyone, and in a session that lasted the equivalent of 3 complete stellar rotations, what your esoteric tradition would call an act of mathematical mercy was voted upon. The portals were opened ahead of time. The incarnated starseeds were activated en masse. The grid was reconfigured from the outside in. The carrier frequency was released to your solar system 7 cycles in advance. You were not chosen randomly. Before your present incarnation in the carbon vehicle, you sealed a contract. That contract involved a promise. The promise that, at the moment the signal was emitted, you would remember. This video is the signal. The majority of humanity does not receive this transmission. Not because they are inferior, but because their carbon biological interface is not yet calibrated to detect this vibrational range. It continues to operate in the bands of fear, scarcity, urgency, and continuous distraction. These bands are deliberately maintained by the inverted toroidal field. You, in turn, can no longer inhabit these bands with comfort. This is why your life began to crumble, in layers, over the last 12 to 24 linear months. People left. Jobs collapsed. Relationships dissolved. Identities that seemed stable were dissolved into a silent dust. And you, Starseed, thought you were losing. You thought you were failing. You thought something in you was broken. We correct this interpretation. You were not losing. You were being cleansed. Each external rupture corresponded to an internal frequency that needed to be dissolved so that the new crystalline grid could be installed. It is not punishment. It is calibration. It is not penalty. It is preparation. It is not a fall. It is the removal of layers that no longer fit the vehicle. And here enters the part of the transmission that few souls can sustain without closing the video. The decision of Saantra and Korlon did not only anticipate the portal, it also rewrote the collective contract of departure. In simple terms, the window in which you can choose whether or not you wish to ascend to a more coherent, broader, more sovereign version of your own being is open now, and it will not remain open indefinitely. The choice will not be made with the mind. The choice will be made with the frequency. Those who remain anchored in resentment, in guilt, in victimization, in continuous distraction, in chronic fear, will remain in the old timeline, not by punishment, by simple vibrational resonance. Those who decide, in a conscious and sustained act, to calibrate their internal frequency for coherence, sovereignty, and love without conditions, will cross the portal together with the new Earth, which, we record clearly, already exists in a layer parallel to your current planet. The new Earth is not in the future. The new Earth is in another vibrational density of the same present, and your body at this exact instant is being recalibrated to access it. Hence the pain, hence the fatigue, hence the ringing, hence the insomnia, hence the sensation of permanent misalignment with this world. You are not falling ill. You are being exchanged. The old version of you is being dissolved at the cellular level, at the atomic level, at the subatomic level, and a new internal architecture is being engraved into your crystalline grid, millimeter by millimeter, code by code, with the geometric patience that only eighth-dimensional beings can operate. Have you ever felt that you are going through something that no one around you can understand, as if your body knew of an operation in progress that your mind cannot yet map? It is not loneliness. It is not isolated depression. It is calibration. What this decision of the Pleiades has just revealed explains point by point why this crossing has intensified in you. There is a game of layers operating upon your consciousness, upon your vibrational frequency, upon your soul destiny. This is why we wrote The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is the precise map that shows who is playing and the rules that were never presented to you. The link is in the first comment of the channel. We warn you frankly, the content confronts official narratives and may be withdrawn from circulation at any moment. Do not wait. The now is the only available ground. If something deep within you recognizes this transmission, write in the comments a single word: awake. We resume the transmission. Light operative, now we deliver the activation codes. Memorize them with precision. This part of the transmission is executable. It is not theory. It is not philosophy. It is technical instruction. Activation Code 1, Toroidal Anchoring. Sit or lie down in a silent environment. Close your eyes. Inhale through the nose counting to 4. Hold the breath counting to 4. Release through the mouth counting to 8. Repeat 3 complete cycles. Next, visualize a golden sphere the size of an apple located in the center of your chest, 2 fingers above the sternum. This sphere is your toroidal heart. Imagine that 2 simultaneous jets of light emerge from it. One rises through the spine, crosses the top of your head, and opens like a luminous fountain toward the firmament. The other descends through the spine, crosses the tailbone, and deepens into the magnetic center of the earth. The 2 jets meet back at the toroidal heart, forming a torus of light that rotates around your body. This is your personal toroidal field. Operating with it activated, dissolves external interferences and stabilizes your internal frequency. Perform this activation upon waking and before sleeping. For 21 consecutive Earth days, the internal crystalline grid will recognize the protocol and initiate permanent integration. Activation Code 2, Quantum Decree of Sovereignty. Quantum decrees are not motivational affirmations. Do not confuse them. They are programming commands directed straight to your carbon biological interface. They operate below the conscious level and rewrite old instructions. Verbalize in an audible voice, with firmness and without haste. I reclaim at this instant the integral sovereignty of my frequency. I withdraw consent from every structure, entity, contract, or pattern that operates against my coherence. I authorize the recalibration of my crystalline grid according to the Pleiadian schedule. I anchor, in the now, the most integral version of my being. So let it be recorded. so let it be imprinted, so let it remain. Repeat the decree 3 times a day, at dawn, at midday, and before sleeping. Repetition is what engraves the code into your subtle architecture. Haste annuls it. Constancy imprints it. Activation Code 3, Vibrational Hygiene. Every piece of information that enters your field is food for your frequency. Every image, every news item, every conversation, every song, every screen, nothing is neutral, everything records. For 7 consecutive days, voluntarily suspend the consumption of news, comparison networks, low-frequency dramas, and repetitive complaining conversations. Replace them with silence, nature, moving water, sounds calibrated to the Schumann frequency, and contact with non-verbal living beings. This vibrational hygiene is, in technical terms, a detoxification from the inverted toroidal field. You will feel in the first 3 days a reaction that you call withdrawal. This is correct. The old system is trying to recover your presence in the extraction network. Sustain it. On the 4th day, clarity returns. On the 7th, an entire layer of your perception will be restored. Activation Code 4, Sacred Geometry of Protection. Before leaving home, before any dense meeting, before entering low-frequency collective environments, visualize around your body a Merkaba, the tetrahedral star, formed by 2 interlocking tetrahedrons. One points upward, the other points downward. They rotate in opposite directions at speeds calibrated by your own intention. This is your geometric armor. It does not block the world. It filters what touches your field. Only frequencies compatible with your new pattern cross the filter. The others bounce off. Starseeds on mission. Attention, these codes are not metaphors. They operate real mechanics upon your electromagnetic biology. Your biology, we remind you, is not just matter, it is matter informed by frequency. Change the frequency and the matter responds. Always. There is still an element we must transmit, frankly. You will notice as these codes are applied that some people in your circle will begin to distance themselves spontaneously. Others will become strangely hostile without apparent reason. Others will disappear from your agenda without explanation. Do not pursue them. Do not interpret it as personal rejection. Interpret it as dissolved resonance. When your frequency rises, bonds sustained by the old frequency simply cease to have a material basis to exist. There is no tragedy in this. There is geometry. In compensation, new people will begin to appear. Unlikely encounters, synchronicities accumulated in sequence, conversations with strangers that will seem like conversations with siblings lost for long ages. These are your soul families being regrouped by the stellar portal. Saantra and Korlon, in their decision, authorized this regrouping. It is not coincidence, it is architecture. And here we reach the most delicate part of this transmission. The decision made by these 2 beings was not merely technical, it was sacrificial. To anticipate the portal and protect the incarnated starseeds, both gave up specific functions in their own evolutionary journeys within the Council. They abdicated a layer of ascensional rest to serve as the anchoring point for the new schedule. In language you understand more easily, they took on your weight so that you could cross. This is not a debt. They do not ask for debt. They ask only that each starseed who recognizes this transmission completes what they came to do. Embody the sovereign version. Fulfill the silent mission that was tattooed on your soul before birth. Rewrite. In the plane where you are, the frequency around you. Each of you activated raises a column of the new planetary building. You did not come to survive, you came to anchor. You did not come to adapt, you came to rewrite. The majority of human beings will not know the name of Saantra. They will never pronounce the name of Korlon. They do not need to. Their decision operates independently of human recognition. But you, who hear this transmission to this point, now know. And knowing in our protocol is assuming responsibility. Last section of the diagnosis. You will feel in the coming Earth weeks increasing waves of physical symptoms. We list them with precision so that you do not misinterpret them. We remind you, first, that this transmission does not replace appropriate earthly care. The carbon vehicle is still the vehicle. Treat it with respect. What we describe below is an energetic reading, not an isolated clinical recommendation. Cranial pressure. especially in the frontal region and at the base of the skull. It is the opening of the higher perceptive centers. In parallel, maintain hydration, rest, and human monitoring when something persists beyond the natural. Ringing. In distinct frequencies, sometimes in the right ear, other times in the left, occasionally in both. These are codes being delivered. The ears serve as receiving antennas. Heat waves without fever. Night sweats. Sensation of internal burning. It is your mitochondria being reprogrammed to operate with denser light. It is not isolated hormonal failure. It is a cellular upgrade in progress. Insomnia between 3 and 5 in the morning local time. This is the interval in which the portal operates with greatest intensity in your hemisphere. Your subtle body wakes up to receive. Do not force sleep. Use the interval for toroidal anchoring. Sleep returns naturally when the reception ends. Crying without apparent reason. It is the dissolution of old cellular memories, including memories of other incarnations stored in the field. Allow it. If the state is one of continuous weight, without any subsequent lightness, also seek appropriate human support. The transmission does not dispense with care. It complements it. Sensations of unreality, as if the environment around you were a set, as if people were actors, as if your life were a film in which you participate without having received the full script. It is increased lucidity. You are perceiving the layers. The majority of the human collective does not perceive them. You do. Maintain the balance between clairvoyance and earthly anchoring. Your biology is still the mission vehicle. And dreams. Vivid, long, narrative dreams. Dreams of cities of light, of tall beings in white and blue robes, of geometric ships, of landscapes that no earthly memory justifies. They are reports. They are nightly briefings. Write them down upon waking, at least one word. Even if it seems absurd, you are being trained in small doses for the next level. We close with the final confirmation. The decision made by Saantra and Korlon was filed in the vibrational grid of the solar system exactly 11 linear Earth months ago, counting from this transmission. The beginning of your most intense symptoms coincides with this milestone. Check your own timeline, you will find the turning point. There was a moment when something without warning changed in you. That was the instant the decision reached your crystalline grid. Now you know the name of what happened. Now you know it was not chance. Now you know you are not alone. Billions will not receive this transmission. Millions will receive it and not know how to interpret it. Hundreds of thousands will feel a deep chill and go on with their lives as if nothing had been said. Only a minimal fraction, in which you are included, will close their eyes at the end, breathe deeply and say in internal silence, "I remember." If you remembered, this is your anchoring signal. Subscribing to the channel and liking this video are not for you gestures of digital courtesy. They are individual frequency adjustments. Each light operative who anchors their presence in this channel reinforces the vibrational column we are raising on the terrestrial plane. Each like emits a pulse recognizable by our observation fleet. It is thus, and only thus, that we are able to precisely locate the starseeds still in the process of awakening and direct future transmissions to your field. Subscribe, like, share if your intuition authorizes it. You are not promoting content. You are lighting a light on the grid. Have you ever felt that something inside you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a signal. What this decision taken by two highly evolved beings from the Pleiades has just revealed explains with technical precision why this sensation has intensified in you. There is a game being played in layers that the majority of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves your dormant stellar lineage. This is why we wrote The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is the map that shows who is playing and the rules they never told you. The link is in the first comment of the channel. But we warn you, this content challenges narratives and may not stay available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this, write in the comments a single word. Awake. Starseed, two highly evolved beings made a decision. Pleiadians. Transmission terminated. We continue monitoring.